I'm 6 months in and this is really hard. It literally happened again. My bed is soaking wet. I am parked in Louisiana. Am I supposed to be doing this? A tornado rolling in, so we got about 6 hours of a tornado watch. It's gonna be fun tonight. I'm just feeling far away right now. I'm actually excited. I love the South, so bring it.
Honey, put your phone down. I know you've been hurting. This spiral's a lonely road. Take my hand and listen. Maybe one day.
I slept so cozy being tucked in around all these trees. I think Apollo slept good too because he was a little snuggle monkey last night. He gave the best snuggles. But look at my view out the windows. He is honestly such a good travel cat. I think I'm going to make a video at some point on traveling with Apollo. Man, it's just a ton of weather coming in. So right now I'm in Northeast Oklahoma. I'm headed to Northwest Arkansas, but there is a really big hazardous weather outlook. High wind, dangerous wind chill, bitter cold is also expected with wind chill values well below zero in many locations. Potential for heavy snow impacts, but also potential for life-threatening cold. I thought I just dealt with a winter storm, but apparently there is not a good time ever to travel through the Midwest because when I came through the summer, it was like tornadoes. Oh my gosh. So instead, now I'm going to have wind chill factors bringing things below zero where everything will be freezing. The hard thing with the van, even if I wanted to travel, like even if I wanted to stick it out, the hard thing is there's so much cloud cover. I have like the best lithium batteries. I have 5 Battle-Born lithium batteries. So my solar panels can last for a while. But if I need to run my Wi-Fi for anything, cooking food on my stove, that drains my batteries. And I can do limited amounts of those. but I can't last a full week like that with no sun at all and with having snow on my van on top of it. And just because of the freezing temps, like it will be that much harder for my batteries to work. So the plan is to go southeast further and go to Mississippi, because even Texas is having major issues in the north. So today my plan is to get to the Texas-Arkansas border, Texarkana. I'm kind of really dreading that area. I'm in the trees right now. It's so beautiful. Why would I want to go there? I'm going there tonight, and then tomorrow make it to Mississippi. Like I'm going to head towards Jackson, which I've never been in that far central Mississippi. I've always done like the last trip I did very north Mississippi. Mississippi is a little bit of a wild state. That was a very different state, me being from California, to travel to. And I loved areas of it. Other areas really scared me. Hang out there for a week while I wait for this ice storm to pass. And then I'll have to go back to Arkansas towards the end of my trip. I don't want to get stuck in a bad situation. So as much as I hate to leave today, it is the best adult decision to make. And so we are going to head to good old Mississippi.
The fall is coming, I can feel it. The breeze brings goosebumps to my skin. Tonight the whiskey feels stronger. Gasoline on hidden desires. So I'll throw
in Louisiana, in a bayou right now, and I've been getting the best photos and video. My heart is just so happy. I love this area. It's been absolutely incredible. Like, you just feel like you've stepped back in time into a completely different world. Some of the trees have moss on them as you're driving through, and even though it's winter time, there still is so much beauty down here in the south, and I've just loved trying to capture as much of it as I can. And now we're just sitting out lakeside and found out that there's a tornado warning right now. So outran the ice storm straight into a tornado. I'm actually excited. I love the South, so bring it. It happened again. It literally happened again. I decided to outrun the ice storm that was coming in, so I cut down from Oklahoma, went into Texas, Arkansas, and I ended up in Louisiana. And I'm parked, like I showed you guys, on a beautiful bayou and a lake. And I get in my van, my bed is soaking wet. Like, my top blanket from here all the way over here is wet. And you know why? My air conditioning unit is freaking leaking. My AC is leaking onto my bed. What the actual heck is going on? I mean, I just replaced my max air unit this last week. I had all those issues, and now my bed is soaking wet from the leak in my air conditioning unit. I am parked in Louisiana. It's leaking right up here. All of this area was dripping water. You can see on the bed how it's all wet. I mean, that's really bad. Is it just falling apart? Is this like a sign I should not be doing this? Because my whole ceiling just feels like it's, falling apart right now. It's really hard when you have worked so hard to make it all work, and then stuff like this happens and you're just like, I know it's repairable. It's just frustrating because it should be easier sometimes. I know too that if I was anywhere near Las Vegas, like the van company that I work with, they would 100% take care of this and take care of me. Like, they're amazing, and I just feel really far away from that. Got to pull it together. So the plan tomorrow will be, well, the plan tonight, let's do a day at a time. The plan tonight is air out my bedding, sleep, and then tomorrow check the weather, see what it's going to be like, and if it's going to be sunny at all. I already went by the gas station and to Dollar General and got some things, so I know that if I need some other supplies, they might have some stuff or recommend a place. But I really was looking for a few days of downtime, and so it's just kind of frustrating that instead of just being able to relax and enjoy this, that I have to deal with this right now. It's just been a lot of driving, and I think I'm tired, and I just kind of wanted a couple days to relax. But yeah, oh my gosh, I don't want to be those people that cry on camera because I'm an ugly crier. I hate when I cry. I'm just feeling far away right now. Louisiana feels far away. Six months in, or a little bit longer, into doing this full time. And I know that there's things that come up. Like, I'm not thinking that there aren't. It's just hard when it just feels like it's just one thing after another right now. And I know a lot of it's due to the weather. But it just makes you question, like, am I supposed to be doing this? I know I traveled pretty far from home. Well, just reminds you don't have like a home, and that can feel overwhelming when this kind of stuff happens. You just want to be somewhere that's safe and warm. I literally thought I was just going to share with you guys about the leak, and now I'm just crying. So the plan right now is to get through tonight with the tornado watch and the rain that might be coming, and then tomorrow, Sunday, it's supposed to be sunny, so I can work on my repairs. So I hung up the blanket to kind of dry, and I'm trying to just get it to dry out. So I have a blanket for later. I already have a couple other blankets on here. But I have this one, so that will be okay. It's like a little bit damp, but I think it will be dry enough. And then I have this one that I can lay up there as well. And then Apollo, oh baby, he found a little dry spot. I know, it sucks, huh? He found a little dry spot. That's not where he sleeps, but he is trying to be warm and dry right now, and I understand the feeling. I feel like curling up in a little ball myself in a corner and just like sleeping because I'm overwhelmed feeling. I decided to make a comfort food, so I'm doing Trader Joe's mac and cheese with the hatch green chilies, which is one of my favorites. But tonight is a night that is about comfort food. And so that's what I'm having. I think it just brought up some insecurities of like, am I really cut out to do this? Especially when I already had another leak that happened which that one felt more manageable. This one I think feels harder because I feel so far away and in a completely different state in the south of all places, like pretty far south. So it just feels a little hard to deal with it, but I know I can. And I'm safe. I will be warm tonight. I have food. I have Apollo, and we'll be okay. Like, I know we'll be okay. It's just one of those things that I wasn't expecting to have to deal with. And if you are somewhere warm and dry tonight, don't take that for granted. That's all I can say. Do not take that for granted. I know the next time I get in my bed and it's not dripping water from the ceiling onto me while I'm sleeping, it's one more thing I'll be grateful about. Everything got dried out. Nothing's wet anymore. I was able to get the bed made, and Apollo is just happy that he has a warm bed again to nap on. It doesn't appear that there's actually water around the edges, so the bolts are not fully tightened. Tighten those 4 bolts and then just bring down that foam seal a little bit more and see if that does the trick. Yeah, that one's very loose. Got all 4 of these that are in the corner tightened. They were pretty loose. So the thought is maybe those have just gotten loosened up. Honestly, it seems like a lot of it might have just been from how hard it was raining, because all of this area is completely dry up here. It still feels wet right here. This little bit of foam is wet just from the way it was coming down, because it was coming down through this area here, like through these holes. That's where it was dripping on the bed. So I'm just curious if it was because of the way the rain was coming in and for how long and hard that was going on. It's probably the worst flattering angle of myself. If that's all it was, that it was actually a very simple fix. And kind of embarrassed I cried about it last night. That's all that it was. But time will tell. We're going to have more rain coming in and we'll see how it holds up. But I got it all put back up. It actually was very simple to open these up. So there are going to be 2 screws on each side. These 2 ends are the easiest to access. This side is a little bit harder to get to. You can see the screws like back up in the corner on each of those sides, but you're just gonna then remove these 2 buttons as well. Once you have those 2 buttons removed, you're just gonna pull down this covering and it's gonna open up to where we can access those 4 long bolts, and that's what we're gonna try. I am just really grateful that it got taken care of, and I feel kind of silly for crying about it last night, but it was really stressful in the moment, especially when you don't know what's going on. I just appreciate friends that help give advice on things they've experienced, because it helps me feel like I'm not trying to figure it all out on my own. And also, it's just going to be nice to have a clean, dry bed to sleep in tonight. Apollo's happy as well. Last night was a bit of a struggle trying to sleep because you're just on this little corner on the edge. And so I'm like, don't roll over and fall off the bed. But it's been just something that I will always remember, is having to repair this in Louisiana. And now I think I can go just relax, go out by the lake, grab a beer, and just enjoy the rest of the trip.
Maybe one day